Politics is changing fast and every decision shapes our future. In today's video, we're breaking down the latest headlines, the key players, and what it all means for you. Whether you're here to stay informed or spark debate, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. President Trump is aggressively moving forward with a sweeping transformation of the federal government, emphasizing his commitment to reshaping institutions to align with his administration's priorities. Speaking before a crowd of enthusiastic supporters, he reaffirmed his goal of eliminating individuals he describes as fraudsters, liars, cheaters, globalists, and deep state bureaucrats. His rhetoric reflects a broader effort to dismantle what he sees as entrenched opposition within the government. Trump's approach has been met with both praise and criticism. Supporters argue that he is fulfilling his promise to drain the swamp, removing individuals who have long obstructed conservative policy goals. Critics, however, warn that his actions undermine the stability of federal institutions, potentially weakening key agencies responsible for national security and governance. The Pentagon has become a primary focus of his efforts, with widespread dismissals of top officials and a rapid restructuring of military leadership. The administration's aggressive actions extend beyond the military, affecting civilian employees and regulatory bodies. The move signals Trump's desire to consolidate power and ensure that only those aligned with his vision remain in key positions. Trump's governance style, characterized by abrupt purges and loyalty tests, reflects his broader philosophy that institutions should serve the executive's direct interests. While this approach resonates with his political base, it raises questions about the long-term impact on government stability and effectiveness. The president's rapid changes are expected to shape federal operations for years to come, setting a precedent for future administrations. In a bold move to reshape military leadership, President Trump has removed General C.Q. Brown Jr. from his position as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. This decision is part of a larger effort to overhaul the Pentagon, a priority Trump has long hinted at throughout his administration. Brown's dismissal marks a significant shift in how the U.S. military operates under Trump's leadership, reflecting a broader ideological realignment. Trump's choice for Brown's replacement is retired Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Raisin Kane, a figure with a strong military background and a history of working closely with the former president. Kane, who previously served as Associate Director for Military Affairs at the CIA, first met Trump while leading operations against ISIS in Iraq. His appointment suggests a preference for leaders who have demonstrated personal loyalty to Trump rather than those with extensive leadership experience in active military service. The Pentagon shakeup comes after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, a staunch Trump ally, suggested that any military leader involved in diversity, equity, and inclusion programs should be removed. Trump's decision to fire Brown aligns with this philosophy, signaling a shift away from what his administration considers woke military policies. The move has generated mixed reactions. Some view it as a necessary corrective action to refocus the military on combat readiness rather than social policies. Others warn that the sudden leadership changes could weaken the military's strategic planning and coordination. With more dismissals expected, the future of Pentagon leadership remains uncertain. Trump's sweeping overhaul of the federal government and military has ignited intense political debate, with reactions sharply divided along partisan lines. While his supporters see these actions as necessary steps to restore accountability and eliminate entrenched bureaucracy, his critics warn of the dangers of consolidating power and undermining institutional stability. Senator Bernie Sanders has launched a nationwide fighting oligarchy tour in direct response to Trump's actions. During public appearances, Sanders has accused the former president of overstepping legal boundaries and acting as if he is above the law. He warns that Trump's dismissals and restructuring efforts could set a dangerous precedent, allowing future presidents to wield unchecked authority over federal agencies. At congressional town halls across the country, discussions on Trump's policies have sparked heated debates. Some constituents praise his commitment to government reform, arguing that his aggressive tactics are necessary to counteract decades of inefficiency and political bias within federal institutions. Others express deep concern over the impact of these changes, fearing that they could erode trust in government and weaken essential agencies. The broader political implications of Trump's actions extend beyond domestic policy. His approach to governance is reshaping the Republican Party, pushing it further toward an ideology that prioritizes executive power and loyalty over institutional norms. Meanwhile, Democrats are positioning themselves as defenders of government stability, warning that Trump's policies threaten the nation's democratic foundations. The coming months will likely see continued debate over Trump's actions, with legal challenges and congressional investigations expected. The outcome of these discussions could have lasting effects on the future of federal governance. Following Musk's announcement, the White House has stated that individual agencies will have the authority to determine how to handle non-compliance. While the administration has not confirmed automatic terminations for employees who fail to submit their reports, the ambiguity surrounding the directive has created significant uncertainty. Government officials remain divided on the issue. Some view the directive as a necessary step to increase transparency and efficiency within federal agencies. Others warn that it could lead to confusion and legal challenges, particularly if employees are dismissed without due process. The broader implications of Musk's involvement in federal workforce policies remain unclear. His increasing influence over government operations raises concerns about the balance of power between public institutions and private entities. While Trump and his allies argue that Musk's directives will create a more accountable government, critics fear they could erode civil service protections and undermine federal employees' rights. As the deadline for compliance approaches, federal workers are left uncertain about their job security. The situation continues to evolve, with potential legal battles and policy revisions expected in the coming weeks. The outcome will likely have lasting consequences for the future of federal employment policies. In a controversial new directive, billionaire Elon Musk, with Trump's backing, has announced that all federal employees will be required to submit weekly reports summarizing their accomplishments. Musk stated that failure to comply with this directive would be considered an automatic resignation, sparking widespread concern among government workers. Emails detailing the new policy have already begun reaching federal employees, instructing them to submit 5 bullet points outlining their weekly tasks. However, employees have been explicitly told not to include classified information in their reports. The deadline for submissions has been set for Monday at 11:59 p.m. Musk's involvement in federal workforce management has raised questions about the role of private individuals in government operations. Critics argue that his directive is an overreach, creating unnecessary pressure on employees and potentially violating labor laws. Others view it as an attempt to impose corporate-style accountability on the public sector, ensuring that government workers remain productive and efficient. Trump's endorsement of Musk's initiative highlights the growing collaboration between his administration and influential corporate leaders. This partnership reflects a broader effort to reshape the federal workforce, prioritizing performance metrics and accountability over traditional bureaucratic structures. While some federal employees see the policy as a reasonable measure to ensure productivity, others fear it will be used as a tool for mass firings. Legal experts are already questioning whether the directive is enforceable and whether employees can be dismissed for non-compliance. The controversy surrounding the policy is likely to escalate as agencies determine how to implement the directive. NDP Member of Parliament Charlie Angus is calling on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to strip Elon Musk of his Canadian citizenship and passport. To push for action, Angus is sponsoring an online parliamentary petition demanding the government revoke Musk's dual citizenship effective immediately. The petition accuses Musk of using his wealth and influence within the Trump administration to interfere in Canada's elections, claiming his actions threaten the country's national interests. It also alleges that Musk has aligned himself with a foreign government working to undermine Canadian sovereignty. Last month, Musk made multiple posts on his social media platform X, endorsing conservative leader Pierre Poilievre while attacking Trudeau, whom he referred to as an insufferable tool. The petition, launched by Nanaimo, BC author Qualia Reid, has rapidly gained support. Since opening for signatures on Thursday, it had gathered over 34,000 names by late Saturday and surpassed 76,000 by Sunday morning. Musk, originally from Pretoria, South Africa, holds Canadian citizenship through his Regina-born mother. He currently serves as a key advisor to former U.S. President Donald Trump, leading efforts to cut government spending through the Department of Government Efficiency. Musk, echoing Trump's rhetoric, has referred to Trudeau as a governor. The House of Commons is scheduled to reconvene on March 24th, though many anticipate a general election will be called before then. The petition will continue collecting signatures until June 20th before being presented in Parliament. Several key U.S. government agencies have instructed their employees not to respond to an email from Elon Musk's cost-cutting initiative, which requested staff to report their weekly accomplishments. The FBI, State Department, and Pentagon were among those advising workers to disregard the message, while other departments provided mixed guidance, some urging compliance and others advising employees to wait for further instructions. Musk's directive, sent as part of the Department of Government Efficiency DOGE initiative, stated that failure to respond by Monday at midnight would be considered a resignation. However, the email itself did not specify any employment consequences for non-compliance. The conflicting instructions have led to confusion among federal employees. The Office of Personnel Management, OPM, the federal agency responsible for human resources, confirmed the authenticity of the email, which asked employees to list their weekly accomplishments in 5 bullet points while avoiding classified details. An internal memo from the Department of Justice acknowledged the widespread distribution of the email, stating that there was no indication it was spam or a cyber threat. Later, a follow-up message confirmed that the request was legitimate and instructed employees to be prepared to comply while ensuring no sensitive or classified information was disclosed. The mixed reactions from agencies highlight growing tensions over Musk's increasing influence in the Trump administration's government restructuring efforts. That's it for today's deep dive into the latest political developments. Whether you agree or disagree, the conversation doesn't stop here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you in the next one. Let me know if you want a different tone, more serious, engaging, or even humorous.